What up, YouTube? It's me, Isaac, coming to you with another edition of my life. Sorry I haven't gotten around to doing a video in nearly a month, but sometimes life is more important than videos, which ironically, the videos are about my life, so I should be able to do daily videos, which I usually could, but I had some others. Let's just say family got in the way of, well, family didn't get in the way, but my dad had some health scares about um, four 4 to 6 weeks ago. And so I decided to stop filming. Well, actually, since my last video was uploaded 3 weeks ago, and I usually upload the same day that I do it, bottom line was, my dad was in the hospital on the 21st of, I don't know which month, but he was in the hospital for, let's just say, surgeries. I won't go into details about it, except for it was really long, and he was in the hospital for a long time, and I don't really know how to say this, but I did not like going up to see him for my own personal reasons, which are, if you know what happened to me in when I was in high school, you know why I couldn't stand to go see my dad in the hospital. I am the first. This Seeing dad in the hospital was actually my first experience. Not being the one that went under the knife, and I have multiple scars to prove it. Hell, I had sometime that time when I was stuck in there for those hellish 8 weeks, I actually had multiple surgeries in a day, which only means the doctor that did that really screwed up. Won't say his name, but let's just say I am right. I hope you guys can read between the lines and see what I'm not saying. Hint, hint, hint. I mean, just look how my right eye droops and how my left eye doesn't. That should tell you. One thing about the messing up crap. Sorry about that. I'm actually eating lunch while I'm filming this video. So, my brother and I both love Uncrustables, and when I heard they had strawberry Uncrustables, I asked my mom to get them, and she did. Which is actually what I'm eating now. And I find it hilarious that the strawberry Uncrustables are actually less expensive than the grape ones. The grape ones are like I think mom said like $3 to $5 more, which is really weird. You would think they'd all be the same price. And by all, I mean grape, strawberry, and then the one that I want to try, Nutella. Hopefully I can talk my mom into getting those one day. And so that was the... Give me a minute. I had to get a little bit... I had some peanut butter stuck in my jaw. Ow. I just bit my jaw. I hate when that happens. So I told you guys the crappy part about what happened to my dad, which, like I said, I couldn't handle doing that because, like I said, first time observer, usually I'm the one going under the knife, and I just couldn't. For some reason, I forced myself to go back because after the first time, I honestly did not believe that I would be able to handle it mentally because there were so many triggers that brought my time in high school in there back up, and I hate when that part of my life gets brought up. I mean, who really wants the time they were basically in hell for to come back up when that part of your memory should be locked away in your brain. So I made myself go up there because I care about my dad, and it wasn't me lying there with the surgical scars and surgical crap this time. It was my dad, which actually for me made it a hell of a lot worse because, like I said, I'm usually the one laying in the hospital bed recovering from surgeries, and so I'm still not even though he's back home, I'm still not used to seeing my dad the way he is now because he's still healing up. I hope he I hope his healings I hope he heals a lot quicker than what they say he would heal on. But how long it would take him to heal, I mean. And speaking of health updates, I don't know why I didn't give my health update before I gave my dad's. Probably because my dad's was a little bit more important. Well, actually, I don't know about that because both health updates are really important. So, like I said, I brought up my dad's health update. Now for my health update. So, in one of my videos, like, I think Uh, give me a sec. Hey, Mom. When did we start talking about my health with Heather? Wasn't that like 3 or 4 months ago? Maybe 5. Actually, wait. When did we start talking about me losing weight? Was that about?
You started talking to Heather in November. You started losing weight. You started the medicine in December.
Thank you. So, y'all just heard my mom about when I started talking to my doctor about losing weight, which was back in November. I started taking the medicine I'm on, which I will not say what it is, but I will say this. When I take my weight loss stuff, as soon as it hits my tongue, I am no longer hungry. It is absolutely amazing. I have no idea how that works the way it works, but quite literally, the second that stuff hits my tongue, I'm not hungry for about 2 to 3.5 hours. But I still have to eat with it, or else it'll screw up my stomach. And who wants a messed up stomach when they're trying to lose weight? So I've been trying to lose weight for years, but the processes that actually wait, that might not be the right word. Either way, the processes the processes that I've used did not work. So, like my mom said, I had to talk to my doctor, and that was around November. Actually, wait. It was either November 8th, which is my little brother's birthday, or it was closer to the end of November, leading into December, which my birthday is December 1st. But either way, and so I talked to my doctor back in November and started the stuff I'm on in December. So thank God for that. And it's not just my general care doctor that has been helping me out with all this stuff. There are actually multiple people that have been helping me out. Like, my mom's been helping me. My brother's been helping me. Before dad's decline, he was helping me too, and that was awesome. Basically, it's kind of like I've got 2 different care teams, if you know what I mean. My home care team, that is me, my mom, my old man, and my 2 brothers. Oh, and my kitties, because they say that cats are natural endorphin relievers, which I will say this. People who say that cats are natural endorphin releasers, they are very, 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 very true. Oh man, not again. That's the one thing I don't really like about peanut butter and jelly. So, I've told you all about my health update, my old man's health update, which I'm glad about. I'm glad about both of them. So, I get I get weighed every month, which is absolutely awesome. I want to say awesome, but it's also a little nerve wracking because I want to lose more weight every month. But so I got weighed yesterday, and I won't say how much I weighed a month ago yesterday, but I will say this. In that month, I lost 11 pounds, which is freaking awesome because it seems like every time that I get weighed, I lose more and more and more weight. It's like it either doubles or it just adds like 2, maybe 3 pounds to what I've lost, which is completely sweet because of the fact that I'm getting healthier. That's freaking awesome. I can't believe I actually thought my previous uh, weight loss adventures would have actually worked. I mean, I should have known that they wouldn't work because, well, I let's just say some of them were actually really kind of stupid. And by that I mean my ideas to lose weight were stupid. How I could lose weight were stupid. And so none of my ideas worked. So that's when we decided to talk to my doctor, which I'm absolutely thrilled with the results so far. Although there is there is one thing I really wish I could. So you know how you're supposed to cut out things like uh, bread and stuff. So I told you, actually, I haven't brought this up yet. Oh, please tell me it didn't stop filming. Good. So, okay, that's absolutely funny as hell. Let me grab the empty one because it's a bigger can and I'm using one of them for piggy bank. I'm not sure which one. Oh, here's the one that's the piggy bank, which I am not picking up because that is absolutely heavy and I don't want any of my money to spill out. That would be irritating. Where the hell where the F did that other can go? Well, either way. So, when I'm not drinking what I'm drinking now, which is this, I would have I would have shown a better I would have gotten it better in the frame, but there's still a little bit left in the can because I couldn't fill up my crap. Give me a minute. Stupid thing. So when I get a chance, well, you've seen the bottles I use for my iced hot chocolate and stuff, but I so a few months before I started, I talked to my doctor and started my weight loss stuff. I was drinking coffee, so I and I think I told you in a early. I think I brought up in an earlier video that that it was excuse me. It was my dad that well, when I was just born, they had to use let's just say the first thing they had to try to keep me alive because I was born super early. Let's just say 23 weeks is when I was born. And so they had to. Oh, shoot. Oh, please tell me I didn't. Oh, right. Good. Sorry about that bang. Plate just fell over when I was grabbing my drink. I'll pick that up later. So, my, so the doctors had to keep me alive with an incubator and caffeine IVs, which I honestly didn't even know that was the first resort that they tried. I thought caffeine IVs were like the last resorts beforehand. So, like I said, they put me on caffeine IVs, I believe 10 days when I was 10 days old, maybe 11 days old. But either way, I told you all I think I brought up in one of my YouTube videos that I had a stroke when I was 10 days old. And that's when they put in my shunt, which I wonder, I'll have to ask my mom that. How in the world does a stroke lead to a shunt? Either way. So that is part of my health update because, like I said, recently, I've recently been on weight loss medicine. Thank God it's working. And so, like I was saying earlier, they, I'm getting to a part that's not about me when I was a baby. Quite literally, given the fact I was like 10, maybe 15 days old when I had my, I know my mom said that I had the stroke and then it was either a couple hours after the stroke or the next day. Actually, wait, mom did say they were the same day. Either way, and so that was part of it, and so by the time I was 8, I was already, I don't want to say addicted to caffeine, But like I said, there was when I was a baby, there literally was I literally was being kept alive by caffeine. So I honestly believe that's why I'm drinking this now, which I absolutely. So I gave up coffee, which I started drinking that around. I know I was in the hospital for a surgery, but I can't remember what the surgery was. Wait a minute. Let me think here. Oh, yeah. It was a back surgery, but I don't exactly know what it was for, except for the fact that it was my back. So, my dad walks into the room with something that smells really, really, really good, which was just one of those right out of the room coffee makers that they use in hospitals or used to use. I don't know if they still use them, but so like I said, the coffee smelled good to me. I asked my dad if I could have a drink. His version of a small drink and my version of a small drink are very, very different. And they were very, very different when I was like 8 years old. But actually, my version of a small drink quite literally has not changed. My version of a small drink is the entire freaking cup. So that's what I did. I drained my dad's cup of coffee right as he walked in, and I noticed the smell because I thought it was a good smell. And so there was that. And so we were at, I know we were at a family get together, but I can't remember which aunt and uncle's place we were at. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Because there was only one aunt and uncle that had a deck right on their, right outside their backyard. And it was, I wish I could say their names, but I'm not going to. But let's just say I asked my grand, I a- I asked my dad if I could have a cup of coffee. My grandpa was heading in to make. He was either heading in to make himself one or make my grandma one. I honestly don't know, but then again, uh, it wouldn't surprise me if my grandma on dad's side, if if her blood type was coffee, that would not surprise me because she drank, I think, 15 to 18 cups of coffee a day, give or take. Well, actually, I'm hoping take five, so it would be 10 a day. I mean, seriously, she's the only person I know who could drink that much coffee, and I know that that wouldn't be good for you. Man, oh man, was it hanging out with my grandma and grandpa was always a blast for me when I was a kid. I told you all about the racing and the snacks in a other video, which was pretty cool. But the Cliff Note version of that is my grandma and grandpa would watch me sometimes. Grandma worked at a grocery store that she bought snacks for me and had them in her cupboard so I could watch Racing with Grandpa. And about, I want to say, 5 to 15 minutes after the race started, Grandpa would be out like a light. Although it actually would have been anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes where Grandpa would be out like a light. So I'm sitting there with my snacks, and I say snacks because well, Grandma spoiled the heck out of me. And so I'm sitting there with my snacks, just throwing them back, eating away, watching the race. Grandpa snoring in the background, which God, I miss those days. Those days were really, really fun. It's really hard to think about it because my grandma and grandpa were completely awesome. And so was everybody in my family is actually awesome in their own way. But I'm probably the most awesome in my immediate family. Although, as far as I know, I'm the only musician in my immediate family. Well, actually, my older brother was in band and he played, I think it was a xylophone or it was it was like it was one of those drum kits that look like a freaking piano, and I can't remember what those are called off the top of my head, but out of my immediate family, him and I, what? Wait, I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but either way, so him and I are the two musicians in the house, or so I think. There might be one or two more of us that have hidden talent, hidden musical talent that I honestly don't know about, which would be awesome if that is the case. So, like I said, I gave I gave up coffee because I think I gave it up like a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit less time than that. And then I gave up hot chocolate, or at least Great Value hot chocolate, because Great Value hot chocolate is 300 is 300 calories. I'd show you, but I don't know where my empty can of Great Value is, because I use my Great Value, empty Great Value things a a piggy bank, which I know how much the large Great Value containers hold. No, I will not say how much they hold because I'm not giving that away. If you know, you know. And so I gave up coffee. I gave up hot chocolate when I realized that, give me a minute, this has only like, it has like, each can has like only 5 to 15 calories. It depends on the flavor, and I cannot read the nutrition facts because some of them are in on some cans of Ghost. I can read it because it's a lot easier to read. Plus, the nutrition facts are in red, which is a hard color to read. Well, read through, I should say. And like I said, oh wait, give me a minute. It looks like there's 0 calories in here. Either that or it's 0 sugar. It's 0 sugar. I thought it was calories. But either way, I gave up coffee because it made me way too freaking jittery. And when I noticed that Ghost had only 5 to 15 calories, I gave that up because 5 to 15 is a lot less than 300, which is why I drink. I wish I could get over by the box that holds my Ghost, but I really can't at the moment. Funny. Oh, damn, that's good. And I'm a little bit of an oddball because let me see if I can get to the one I could show off, because I got one of them that I definitely can't show off on my video because I'm not letting this video get age restricted because of just one word. And if you know what words would get your video age restricted, you can guess what I'm not gonna show. But I actually have. Wait a minute. I think I've actually shown that one before. But then again, that could have been in a test video I was doing. But yeah. So things are going good for me. I really do love the fact that I'm losing weight. Thank God for that. And yeah, I'm really glad that my dad's doing better, which is really cool that he's doing better. And like I said, when I first learned that he was in the hospital, I don't know exactly what I was thinking because, like I said, I'm not used to being the one not lying there. I am used to being the one going under the knife, not being an observer. This is my first time. And let me tell you, it flippin' sucks. And I mean, it really, really, really sucks. Not trying to turn this into something about me, but like I said, it is my first time being an observer, and it completely sucks. Now I know how everybody else feels when it is me lying there, which, like I said, really sucks. Both sides of that coin really suck. I may be a gambling man, which I am a gambling man. But both sides of that coin suck. either me lying in that bed, either going under the knife or just getting back from the recovery room and back to my room, which was actually something really, really funny happened. What involving my involving how many surgeries I've had over the span of the last 35 and a half years. And that is, I had so many surgeries as a kid that the hospital where I would stay literally and basically reserved a room for me because of how many surgeries I had. It's really funny because I still remember where that room is. You get off the elevator and then it's straight down the hall. It is quite funny that every every surgery I had went from that hospital, I was in the exact same room. It was like a revolving door. And it was just freaking weird. I'm really, really glad that that part of my life is over. Thank God for that. Because, like I said, that really freaking sucked. Although, it was only one time that I had to stay more than the 24-hour ops. Thank God for that one, too. Although, I'm still wondering why that one, the longest stay I had was 8 weeks. That was a living hell. And I will be pondering that until, well, you know when I'll stop pondering that. Well, I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. I know I sure as shit will. Peace out, y'all.